Hello, everyone. So I was recently asked via subscriber question about my morning routine, right? What do I do all day, specifically in the morning? I'll kind of chunk it out throughout the day. But again, if you don't know what a subscriber question is, all you have to do is join the team, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any kind of real estate investing question, leave it in the comments below, and I will do my best to get that back to you. So, what is my morning routine? I thought I would answer this in two stages. I want to talk about it first about my morning routine 10 years for 10 years, right? The first 10 years of our career. So again, I was a full-time employee, traveled at least every week, likely multiple cities every week around the world. Um, I know what it's like to be in a hotel over 100 nights a year, just horrible quality of life. But that's where I was for many years of my working career. But again, one of the things I'm proud of, and I didn't know how unusual it was because it was just what I thought I had to do, is every morning for 10 years straight, Monday through Sunday, every day, I would spend at least a half an hour looking at my market. I would look at realtor.com, Redfin of the day, and I would look for new listings. I would focus on zip codes. I would see what changed. I'd have a running list of properties. And what I was doing when I didn't realize, but what I was doing is I was starting to get a feel for my market, right? I could have probably spoken better about the Fresno market, at least in certain zip codes, than most real estate agents and appraisers, because I was looking every day and watching properties come and go and price reduce, and some go fast and some go slow. And I was capturing all this data every day for 10 years. And, that builds up a very good foundation. And as time grew on, I went from looking at one zip code to two zip codes, and from one property type to multiple property types. And as you do that, you really start to get the feel for what's going on. So what was important 10 years ago is I looked at my market every day and really got a feel for what's going on. Sometimes I would look at everything, sometimes just a certain zip code, sometimes a property type, duplexes, single family, whatever. But every day I would hit it, and I would document what I was doing. Then in addition to that, I would definitely send off multiple offers to agents, right? I would say, hey, I see this listing. I want to send this number and all of that. And these were always numbers that made a decent return for me. So usually that meant below list price. As I built my relationships with agents, it got easier and easier because networking is important. For 10 years, I was trying to meet two new people every week. And you just do that by asking for referrals. And over time, that list grew and grew and grew. The other thing I did for the first 10 years is I read everything I could. Because I traveled so much, I used most of my airplane travel to read. And these were paperback books at the time. I would do a little work on the plane if it was an emergency or a presentation or something, but every other minute was reading. I guess occasionally I would watch a movie or something, but it was pretty rare. I would read most of the time. So that's what I did for the first 10 years. So what do I do today? And what have I kind of rolled into now that I've been out? So still an early morning person. I'm up without an alarm by 6:30, worst case. Most mornings I'm up between 5:45 and 6 a.m. Just I wake up. So I get up, get the coffee ready. And the first thing I want to be doing is I want to read. I'm reading between 10 and 20 pages a day in the book that I've chosen because I need to read more. Something I saw fall off when I don't travel as much as my reading, right? Because that was where I read, right? You travel from the West to the East Coast, that's 5 hours, and you could almost finish most books in that. So I saw my reading fall off after I left. So I'm filling that up by reading first thing in the morning. Before I check email, before I check Facebook, before I do anything else, I have the book right next to where I have my coffee, and I do that first. So after I do that, typically after I finish my first cup, I do still check the market. I try to figure, and when I say market, I mean real estate. I'm not in the stock market. Only time I check it out is when I go to CNBC to see what's going on. But I don't own any stock, haven't for a long, long time. So I check the, realtor.com, Redfin, all of that, see what's going on, see what's new. Usually I look at the new listings to see if anything jumped out that I have to jump on. Again, I don't know why I do that still. It's just a habit to look at. Then I spend usually an hour or so creating content for this channel. Usually I have a running list of topics that I want to tackle. I try to schedule interviews for 8 a.m. That's my preferred time, 8 a.m. Pacific. I like to record those and then push those out. I need to do a better job of scheduling interviews into the future. I don't have many of those set up at the moment, so I need to do a better job of that. And then from there, usually by that time, after I'm done recording, Olivia's getting up. So then it's about, being with her, doing all that. And then kind of from like, I don't know, 9 to 11, it's kind of hit and miss. It's email, it's checking Facebook, just go into my private Facebook group to see what's going on. It's responding to comments on YouTube, things of that nature, kind of as needed. Then it's lunchtime. We go out and do lunch almost every day. And then after lunch, it's about following up on our rentals, right? Our big rental portfolio, see what's going on there, approving bids, talking about evictions, talking about, then it's about going back and looking at deals again and reaching out to agents and following up with wholesalers and just all of those things. But that's kind of ad hoc. So I would tell you, in addition to that, I am trying to work in a morning exercise. That used to be pretty easy to do because I went to a 9 o'clock CrossFit class until I hurt myself. So I need to figure that out. I need to get more focused on health because, again, we only get one trip and health is vital. So I get it. I need to do something. But that's what I do. So I think my morning routine could absolutely get better. I could certainly leverage my time better. But again, I'm still trying to figure this out. I was raised to be a corporate employee, and I'm trying to figure out this entrepreneur thing. So it's all, I'm working my way through it. So if you have any suggestions, leave a comment. If you have a book I should read, leave a comment. I'm trying to read every day. Not only do I read when I wake up, but I do also try to read before I go to bed. Usually it's only 5 to 10 pages before I go to bed, but I am trying to read twice a day. So if you have a book I should read, leave a comment. If I've missed anything in my day and you wanted me to cover something else, let me know. But again, subscribers asked, and if you have a subscriber question, leave it in a comment, and I will do my best to answer it. All right, everybody, have a great day.